Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me once again on BR Center for Excellence in Business English. Today, we are not going to talk about English or communication skills. We have spoken about this. We have interviewed communication skills trainers, behavioral trainers, English language trainers, and people who are into reading, and many more. And today, we have someone who is going to talk about something extremely important. She is a life coach. She is also the founder of a wellness platform called Wholly Soulfully, where she helps people mainly by helping them with inner work and also to help them live their lives mindfully. And I have had the privilege of experiencing her one-to-one coaching on self-awareness. So this happened around 5 years ago. I still remember how it went and the kind of impact it had on me. It changed the way I looked at myself. It changed the way I looked at life, at the world, everything. And I also later attended some of her sessions on meditation. All of them have been always very useful. I have known her for around 8 years now, I guess. So it is wonderful to have a chance to interview her today. And we are going to learn about life coaching. What is it? How does it? How do we apply it in our lives? How does it help us, and so on? So, with that said, let me extend my warm welcome to Sristi Sharma here. Thank you so much, Sristi, for joining us.
Thank you so much, Balaji, for the warm introduction. And I was just realizing it's 8 years we've been in connection and time just flows. Thank you so much for having me here. I look forward for it.
Wonderful. Sristi, the first question that I have in mind is definitely when we talk about language training or communication coaching or anything, it is a little bit small. It feels specific. But when somebody says life coaching, it feels like, how am I going to learn this in a program? It's so can you tell us what is life coaching and how do you cover this vast topic?
Truly said Balaji, life coaching is a very vast subject. Of course, because life is vast, right? Yeah, so to put it in a very simple word, life coaching is something where any life coach helps people to bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be. So that is what the life is, right? Every day we want to be at a certain level. So yesterday we were on this some level, today we want to grow, tomorrow we want to be at some level, right? So that constant where I am to where I want to be is the thing we are always hustling about, no matter who it is. It can be anyone, a child, an adult, or anybody. So everyone wants to be somewhere. So how do we help them go there? How do we connect them to where they want to be comes under life coaching. Of course, there are a lot of things inside it, but basically, if I have to tell in one or two sentences, it is about helping them reconnect with themselves. We help them clear their blockages. We help them align with the true concepts which will take them where they want to be in life. So, this is what I can say in simple words. How do I cover it? Is I cover it through one to one sessions, I cover it through mindfulness workshops and my presence on social media, putting content about it, helping people become aware of certain concepts which they need to be aware of. So these are the three ways I help people to get it covered.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for simplifying it for us. Uh, and when you talk about where people are and where they want to be, sometimes based on Instagram ads, people come up with very unrealistic expectations. So, have you come across that with anyone?
So there are people who come up with unrealistic expectations, and it's okay to come up with unrealistic expectations because they do not know what to expect. So it's okay to have unrealistic expectations. The job of we as life coaches is to help them show the clear path, is to help them show the roadmap, is to help them develop patience and that work to help them with the work which will take them through the journey. So it's okay to be unrealistic, but our job starts there to help them show the practicality of life, to help them, show what it takes to walk on that path and the person who they'll become once they start walking the path.
Great. Thank you so much for letting us know about that too. And as I spoke about Instagram, I would also like to highlight that please check the platform Wholly Soulfully on Instagram. That is where Srishti posts her very useful content for the people. With that said, I'd like to move on to the next question. How did you get into this profession?
This is my favorite question, and this is very interesting because when I just reflect my childhood, I feel this thing was seeded into me naturally. I was a naturally inclined person towards depths of life, always searching for deeper meanings of life, always doing self reflection, introspection from childhood itself. So this has been very natural for me, and when I started doing it, there was no name for it. So it was almost like 20-25 years back. So I was doing it unconsciously, and slowly it started flowing out. So I started helping people to see certain situations with a different perspective, and that just gave them peace, that just gave them solution, that gave them success. Yeah, and then I helped them with positivity. I helped them clear their inner blocks without knowing I'm clearing their inner blocks. It was just my perspective, just my thoughts, just some one or two lines of awareness. I'll just help them with, and they'll just say, like, oh, we are unstuck now. It is nice to be with you. There were a lot of compliments and feedbacks which started coming in. That's when I thought there's something which is there, which is adding value to people's life, right? So I thought, let's now take this on a bigger level, consciously and intentionally. And I started looking for what my passion looks like. What is it called as? For many years, I didn't get the answers. I was again doing my corporate job like a normal person. So there were colleagues of mine who would just come and pour their problems and then say like, oh, like magically I was able to solve this and all of that. And slowly I thought like this is something, I have to take it seriously. And for a few years, I just was wondering what to do. And finally, I came to know that there's something like life coaching, which helps people to help people, right? So people who have the intention to help people, they help through the certified programs. There are certified um, workshops which will help you groom your skills, right? So I got into professional certification training where they trained me. They practically, when I was doing by myself and all of that without awareness, without being conscious about it, I had no tools. I was just simply doing it just because it was coming through me naturally. So when I underwent a beautiful training certification of few months, I learned a lot of practical tools. I started understanding how to, you know, um, bring out things which is there within the people, how to help them navigate through their transitions of their life. So that's how it just grew, and today I am here.
Wonderful. So, you started 25 years ago. That's a long journey indeed. So,
Uh, so I would not say exactly 25 years ago, but so right now I'm 33. So when I think about me in school and all, what I mean by saying 25 years is like I've always had these questions, like why this? How can I do this? Ever since I was a child. So we were in some second, third, fourth class, and we would get a lesson or a chapter about Buddha. And suddenly when I imagine myself that third, fourth standard child, I would just think like, how did Buddha get enlightenment? How can I do this? Should I meditate? What is that? What is that beyond what he saw, which we cannot see? So it was always, introspection and retrospection, which kept me in the loop. Like, why? A lot of people I see, my friends and all, like they haven't taken that so seriously. It was just a chapter. It came. Buddha meditated one day. He got enlightened. There was question answers. There were exams about it. But this thing would never get out of my mind. Like once the exam is over, I have passed that class, but I'm still there. Like, how do I do it? Like, what differently he did?
So how
The
long did it take
questions.
for you to figure out things?
I think it was a continuous journey. I was getting a lot of questions. I was able to figure out because once we have questions, somehow we start attracting answers. So it was a journey. So one question I had, I got one answer. I had another question, I got answer. So somehow magically I used to attract answers, and another question would come. Then slowly it started building to a level that I saw like what my understanding, what my perspectives are completely different. They're not matching the people set I'm living with. Then I started seeing like, why is it happening? Why I'm not able to gel with people in my setup. And that's when I started attracting such books, such programs on TV. I started going and attending their workshops because that's where I used to find my answers, because that's where I used to feel, okay, these are same mindset people. So that's how it just grew. Then I started traveling to different cities in search of my answers, in search of such workshops, and it grew. So it was a continuous journey for me.
So you said that you traveled to different cities and attended different workshops. Could you tell us which one was your favorite or
So
most
all
favorite? Yeah.
so all my workshops were enlightening. They were helping me become more self-aware. The most memorable one was my first workshop, which was happening in Bombay. So I was on my path of my own, self discovery, and I wanted to. I used to hear a lot about somebody, a spiritual guru whose episodes were coming on TV. I used to watch him every day. Without watching it, I would never sleep. And I saw one of his programs is happening in Bombay. So I told my parents, this vacation, I don't want anything. I just want to attend this workshop. And at that time it was 5,000 rupees. So I think it was almost around 15 years ago. And 5,000 for a 3 days, 2 days workshop was called as expensive at that time. So I said, I don't know what, I don't need anything. I just send me to that workshop. I want to eagerly discover myself and all of that. So I went, I didn't get the tickets because I was very late. The registrations were closed much before. I literally stood there. I fought for the tickets. I said, like, I don't want to sit on a chair. It's okay if I can sit on a floor, but my thirst to understand things is so much that I can just sit on the floor and I can attend the workshop. They said, this is not possible. Please attend next one. So 1 year later, whenever it will do, you please attend it. Then I just stood there for whole day. The workshop happened and people left. I was standing there. There might be many people who are absent who would have not attended, right? Can you please give their ticket? I was stubborn standing there on the counter. People got tired of seeing what is this attitude. Finally they said, madam, we can't help you. You take one ticket and you just go attend. You come from tomorrow. So it was a 3 days event. And first day I was simply standing at the counter saying, give me a ticket, give me a ticket to enter. I attended for 2 days. So I can think of this as a memorable and my most favorite one.
You. Um, what kind of challenges do you help people solve?
Okay, so when it comes to the challenges, so the challenge might seem like maybe they are stuck, maybe they are wanting to grow, wanting to do something, but they're not able to start. The challenges can be of any form. They, as I said in the beginning, they are at some point they want to go. Okay, say for example, somebody is single, they want to get into a relationship. Somebody is just there not doing anything, they want to do something for themselves. Somebody has no goals in their life or have some goals on their life, they don't have clarity on how to do it, right? So anything which where people feel they are not able to figure out, people feel they're stuck, they feel they're stressed or they're burnt out, I help them, I sit with them to understand what their story is. And if whatever problems they are not able to solve, if I can see it through my coach's eye, I help them give clarity. I show them a roadmap and tell them like this is how things will be and this is how I'll be helping you in next couple of sessions or couple of months, and that's how we go ahead. And talking about the challenges, as I said, the challenges can be anything. So usually what happens is people, they are not aware of challenges. They are aware of their outcomes, what they're feeling right now. Like, so they come saying like, Shrishti, you know what, I am stuck. Shrishti, you know what, I'm facing a burnout. They come and they say like something is missing in my life. I'm not understanding. I'm suffering anxiety. I'm suffering depression, or a repeated pattern is just happening in my life, and I'm not able to get over it. I'm not able to reach where I want to go. So such kind of things. So they are not the challenges. They are something which they are feeling at that point of time. The real challenges are something which we figure out in the sessions. Like if I have to give some examples, um, so some of the clients, they suffer wrong concepts in their life. Say for example, there are certain concepts in our life which are very beautiful, which we are thriving to bring in our life. Say let's talk about one or two of them. One is consistency. Who doesn't like consistency in their life? Everyone wants consistency. They want to be consistent in whatever they're doing. But the problem is people don't know where to stop. People don't know where not to apply it. So now recently I had a client who came to me saying like she wanted to attract a relationship, and for she is working for that by becoming slim. And for that she is consistent for gym. And just telling that I am undergoing a burnout, I am not able to lose weight, I'm not attracting relationship. No, so when we figured out, we understood that she is, in the name of being consistent, she is just harming her body, harming her routine, harming her health, just because she thinks I'll be consistent, I will, in my workout, I'll become slim and I'll start attracting people and I'll be finally in a relationship. What a wrong correlation. This is not how you translate consistency in life. In that loop, she stopped eating food. She said, I don't have time because I have to travel to office, then I have to do my gym. I have no energy and I have no time to eat my food. It's okay for me to skip dinner anyways. It will help me lose weight. Wrong concepts. If you don't eat, if you're not aligning to your right diet, how will you, be healthy? If you're not healthy, do you think you will be able to justify the relationship you will be in future? At least will you be able to justify your work, your job, or at least yourself? Relationship is a very far goal. So your nearby goals itself you are not able to relish because you're chasing wrong concepts in life. See, being consistent is a very good thing. You be consistent with your work, with your gym, with your workout, not at the but not at the cost of burning out. So this is one example. So second example I could think of is the speed. Who doesn't like speed of growth in our life? We
Yes.
all love, right? So
Yes.
jaldi, 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 we grow.
Yes. Yes.
It is such a wonderful
Like
thing.
Rajinikanth's movie song, in one song, I want to become rich. Yeah.
Yeah. So a person comes to me and says like, I'm doing everything which I have to do for my business to grow 10x. But when we sat together when I started to analyze what he is doing, he was exactly doing which will take his business 10x slower. He had speed but no direction. And he was speeding in the wrong direction. He's saying like, I'm working whole day, I'm not even sleeping, I'm working till 2 a.m. at night, and he's burning out, and someday he just crashes and he sleeps, and again he comes up next day with the guilt that, oh, yesterday my day got wasted because I was so tired that I couldn't even open my eyes. I was not healthy. I just slept and I wasted one day. And then what is so you working till 2 a.m. How and then one day you just crash it by doing nothing. So there's no balance. You want to grow, but you don't have right strategy. So the concept of 10x growth looks very good. It is a very good to be true goal. Again, you can achieve it if you have right strategy. But then you have the goal, but you don't know how to reach there. You're applying all the wrong concepts and telling that, you know what, I'm not able to do anything and I'm doing everything, but the results are not. So like that, these were two deep examples, but I see people suffering perfectionism. Who doesn't want being perfect in life? Everyone loves being perfect. But that over perfection, the thing is, people don't know where to stop. They want to be over consistent. They want to be over consistent or no consistent. Or either they don't know what to add on to bring a balance. Right? We can't work on extremism, extreme consistency, extreme ignorance in health. So why she was consistent? Because she can build her health. But what she was doing is she's ignoring health by not eating. Like the concepts are not balanced. They just think I want to go here, so I will do something, 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 and I'll just reach there. And things are not working. So I think people who don't have clarity, that's what exactly I say. Like they know where they want to go, but they don't know how to go. So that is where people they come to me. That's where I exactly help people, where they know, or even if they don't know where to go, we help them give clarity. We help them um build a goal post and bridge that gap.
Well, thank you for sharing these real life examples. I think this will help a lot of people who are watching this to understand what to do and what not to do. Um, how does one become a life coach?
Okay, so the main thing about life coaching is to have that innate feeling within them to help people. So it is something which comes to us naturally, maybe in different point of times. So once anybody has that feeling to help others, the first step of being eligible for a life coach is cleared. And then next, they have to
Sorry,
do their own inner work.
so what is the
First
first?
step is to have that feeling, natural feeling to help
Okay,
others,
okay,
you
okay.
know,
Hmm.
and then they have to go through that inner work to build that emotional maturity, to have that space to hold space for others while they are undergoing transformation. So they have to just do their inner work, and then step 3 is they can always get trained. So nowadays there are so many certifications, there are so many people who are offering this course so beautifully in a structured manner, and there are institutions, there are big certifications. They can go get themselves trained. It will be 6 months to 1 year programs, and they can start doing their work as a life coach. So, three things, according to me: one is to have a strong feeling within, having that connect to help people, having that, you know, what to say, passion to help people. Second is do your own inner work, understand your own emotions, understand your own belief systems, work on them. Only then you'll be eligible to help others. Third is get certified, get trained with the practical tools. and how to add the professionalism in your work.
That's great. Thank you for again giving exactly 3 points and also reiterating it. I'm sure it helps people. Uh, could you tell us what is the one thing that you want to achieve in this field?
Okay, so I want to help people realize that everything is there within us. It only takes courage, connection, and clarity to access that. I want to help people realize that you have it all within you. It is like it is seeded. See, wherever they want to go, it is seeded within them. They just know how to access it. So, my vision and mission is to help people to get this clarity, to help them give this courage to access that and start living an intentional life, conscious life, and help themselves to live a better life. So, again, I would love to reach out to more and more people and help them awaken about who they are.
When should someone reach out to a life coach?
Okay, this is a very interesting question. So, usually people think only when there is a crisis they should visit a life coach, but it is not like that. They can visit to a life coach whenever they feel they need clarity in life, whenever they feel they're disconnected with life, whenever they feel life has become too monotonous. Let's now elevate the quality of life. Whenever they feel burnt out or anxious, nothing is going right, or they want to make something right. So there are different uh, things or different ways in their life they can approach us. I'll simplify it a little more. There are two kinds of people. First kind of people is they need life coaching. Second type of people are they want life coaching. So now what is the difference is people who need life coaching are the people who are struggling at some point. Maybe they don't have clarity, maybe they don't have right resources, maybe they are stuck, maybe they are feeling anxiety, they are feeling burnt out. Some or the other area of their life doesn't seem to be working. So when I say some or the other area of life, let's think that we have these five pillars of life which are mainly operational in our daily life. They are our health, relationship, career, money, and happiness. Okay, so I need life coaching are the people these any of these or many of these pillars are affected. Either they are not happy, either their relationship is not working, either they are struggling with money, either their careers are not going well, either they have health problems, some or the other thing is not working for them. So they need life coaching where we again we have a process with them, we understand, and then we give a roadmap. Second thing is people who want life coaching. So people who want life coaching are the people for them everything looks almost sorted. All these five areas of life look sorted. They are at a state where they are just curious. They don't want to fix anything. They're already sorted. They're curious about next what. How do I elevate the quality of my life? What is something which I can do which will give me more joy? It's not like right now they're not joyous, but they're wanting to uplift, they're wanting to uplevel themselves, the game of life. So these two people are the ones. So depending on where they are in life, they can approach a life coach.
Wonderful. So, my last question, what would be the one mantra that you want to leave the listeners with?
My very mantra is be true to yourself. When I say be true to yourself, I mean have a lot of faith to yourself because I believe that we all have that anchor within us. So we don't need any external things to navigate our lives. We can find that within ourselves, right? But what has happened is a lot of people cannot hear that inner anchor. They cannot see that inner anchor. They cannot see their true selves. And that's why they are distracted. That's why they are all over the place, scattered. Once you master that art of believing yourself, the journey of life becomes so beautiful. I'll not say easy, because it's not easy, definitely, but it's so beautiful. That's so um, conscious, right? So, as I said, like we as life coaches, we help them reconnect to them to their anchors. When I say believe in yourself, a lot of people's immediate response will be, no, no, there's no problem in we believe in yourself. We nicely believe in yourself. When I just sit with them and understand what they believe about themselves, what comes as an answer actually shocks me. So I have understood with my experience that when people say they believe in themselves, but when they're not actually believing in themselves, then what are they believing in? They are believing in the identity of what they think they are, not actually who they are. They are believing in their fears, they are believing in their self doubts, they are believing in who society has told them to be, they are believing in their self inner critic, they are believing in everything else but not themselves. you know so it is not a very easy journey. That's why I say the term inner work. When we all do our inner work, we meet ourselves within, without all those biases. Like, I don't believe that to attract a relationship, to be in a relationship, you need to have that perfect shape, perfect thing, like how a lot of people come to me, like this is not there, this is not there. All they need to be is their authentic self. Now they say, like, you know what, because I'm not like this, because 100 things, that's why I'm not attracting relationships. So to fit to those concepts, now they're going to gym, they're doing 100 things on their body. It means they're just adjusting to what others needs. This is not your true self, right? So where you are just trying to become to somehow achieve the goal, how long will it last? So then they say, like, no, no, I think I am beautiful, no, no, I am, like, the concepts are not correct. They are not seeing themselves in a true manner. They're just seeing something else, and they're believing that is what they are. So my only mantra is, believe in yourself, have faith in yourself, be anchored to yourself, and the journey of life is just beautiful. You don't have to adopt to the wrong concepts of life and start living. Not only relationship, it can be health, it can be money, it can be your career. Everything reflects from the point of where we are. Our happiness level, or whatever it is. Everything reflects from who we are internally. Externally, we can do thousands of groom up, that comes much later. External groom up and all, you can do it at a much later stage. But at the starting stage, what has to be clear is who you are from the inside. The outside will be taken care of,
Beautiful.
right? So I think this is the mantra I have always loved, and I've been working on myself, because as a life coach also, so believing in yourself, anchoring into yourself, it doesn't come so easily. So there's a lot of work we have to do it every day to keep us anchored to our true selves. It's very easy to get distracted. Like somebody says, like, you're not efficient. We were expecting this and we didn't get this. There's so many things where we can easily get distracted from who we are. So every day, every moment, we have to ensure, we have to be conscious that we are anchored within the true selves of who we are. And the more we are anchored, the less we are distracted, the less we are, in the juggle and hustle of the world.
Thank you so much, Srishti, for answering all our questions patiently and giving your valuable time here. It really means a lot to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Balaji, for having me here. It was such a pleasure being here and talking about life coaching. Hope it helps whoever is watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.